Number 18 says the vice president of sales took a client out to lunch. If the lunch was $44 and she gave a 20% tip, that's pretty typical. 15 to 20% is what they recommend. How much money did she spend on lunch? So I need to know what is 20% of $44. To change a percent to a decimal, simply move the decimal 2 places to the left. Right now it's right there. So I'm going to have 20% is going to change to, if I move that 2 decimal places to the left, it would go 1, 2. So this would equal 0.20 or just 0.2 as a decimal. So these are all the same thing. 0.20, 0.2, or just, I should say 0.2 or just 0.2. Typically we would see it like this. With decimals, it's especially good to write a 0 in front of the decimal, just in case somebody can't tell that that's a decimal point or doesn't recognize it and just thinks it's a 2. If you put the 0 in front of that, then it's really clear that you intend for that to be a decimal. But that said, let's figure this out now. 44 and 20% of that, we can just multiply 44 times 0.2 or 0.2. I'm going to use 0.2 right now just so I don't have to multiply numbers by 0, but I'm saying for sure that's a decimal there. So we've got 4 times 2, that's 8. Another 4 times 2, that's an 8. The total number of places here to the right of the decimal point has to match up with the total number of places down here in your answer. So let me write that down here. So total places to the right of the decimal on the top must match on the bottom. So that is another way to say that, okay, I've got 0 places to the right of the decimal in this number, 1 place to the right of the decimal in this number, 0 plus 1, that's 1, so I need to have 1 place to the right of the decimal in this number as well. So 8.8, or in terms of money, that'd be $8.80 on this $44 lunch. So we've got $44. How much money did she spend on lunch? It doesn't say how much did she spend on the tip, but on lunch. So we have to add this to this. We have to add 44 plus 8.8. Notice what I did. I'm lining up the decimals here. 44 is the same as 44 with 2 zeros after that in terms of money. 8.8, that's 880. If I add these up, I've got an 8 here. This would be 12. Carry the 1. I'm left with a 5. My final answer is right here, $52.80. These would be poor answers because we're adding the tip. A and B would be poor answers because we're adding the tip to the cost of lunch. We wouldn't be getting a smaller number if we're going to add the tip to the cost of lunch. Number 18 is choice C.